Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Amazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely call home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Amazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to call home.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope that I have.
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Amazonia will not depend on the free will of our enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our CID.
My dear comrades, I am appealing to every Ambazonian to register with the CID program.
We have no control over our distorted history, but with our CID, we can set the pace and determine the future of Amazonia.
Yes, the hope for the future is in our hands. As an Amazonian, my identity is conclusive. My right is guaranteed. My vote will always count as I pay my CID.
As an Amazonian, I will shape the future with my CID.
With your CID of just $10 per month, the interim government is contract to fulfill all that you wish to be done.
Let us build the freedom mentioned from the little blood, which is our CID levy.
There will be food for everyone, hope for every child, justice for every citizen when we pay our CID levy.
Yes, the dream we can realize. With my compulsory independence dues, CID, I have the opportunity to give to the next generation a greater nation, better than we inherited.
Yes, CID program is freedom made easy, freedom made cheap, freedom for Amazonia now.
Hello, fellow brothers and sisters. Once more, today is the 4th of June, 2021. Here we are in Adagon, the settlement of Oboja, with our Excellency, our President of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, our refugees, together with our refugees here. Thank you for the presidency. Thank you, Dr. Tita, and the entire SSS department for making it possible for this food and mattresses and drugs to come to our refugees here in Adagon to be settled. It is quite, the refugees are very, very, very happy for this wonderful gesture. Thank you and God bless you.
our own go come special. I want to tell you something. We give for give thanks to His Excellency Samuel Sako Ekome, Dr. Tita, Hope Relief Foundation, and every person will make them possible. Say we get these things today for Adagon 3. For Adagon 1, we'll be getting a very few number of things. But if you see for Adagon 3, my mouth no fit count, guys. And I want to talk so we'll not go die hungry again. If you see for Adagon 1, you will see say no rice no be there, no beans no be there. But see for Adagon 3 today, now rice that way will not be counted again. Adagon 3 don't go as far as getting a first aid buffet if you see. Make we turn our eyes again, oh. We don't see this thing. Now my trust this. How many years were you UNHCR will never even start again? I never just say UNHCR will not give, but for a very long time now. And you see that Hope Relief Foundation every other person where it provides these things for other countries. Our fathers, our sisters and mothers, we want to talk say we will be very loyal to honor, and we know now say from now we still get people wait on them we dey get hope. And for a very long time we will not chop rice. At least I think say today we will start in swallow speak for rice. And I will say, may God keep all una way una donate for this very wonderful gesture for Adagon 3. Thank you, Adagon 3, oh yeah!
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow brothers and sisters. His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, the head of SSS Department, Dr. Tita Emmanuel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is the 4th of June, 2021. Here we are in Adagon 3 settlement in Ogoja, here in Grand 1. So these are the materials that our refugees are going to be benefiting from. Today, the 4th. These are the material that the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, together with the HSS, have put together for the refugees of Adagon to this settlement. You can see that our refugees have started coming in their numbers, and very soon the distribution of these items will proceed, and you will have an update of how the distribution is being done. So here you can see these are drugs, these are medicines. These are drugs, and that's the first aid box in there. This is oil, this is Maggi, this is Maggi, this should be soap, and then you see these are mattresses that some of our people are going to be benefiting. And here you have rice. This is rice. So our people are going to be benefiting from this wonderful gesture of the Presidency of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and the Hope Relief Foundation. As you can see here, wow, it is quite much, and the population is coming out, it's gathering gradually. So very soon by 2, normally it's 1:20 now, and the occasion is to begin at 2, and the people have started coming out in their numbers. I want to thank you, the Excellency, President of Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, for making this happen. And not forgetting Dr. Tita and all the members of the SSS who have worked tirelessly to make this special event to come. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Short live the struggle. Thank you for all those who donated towards the Adagon Terrain project. Thank you. Here we have close to 15,000 refugees who are going to be benefiting from all these things. This wonderful gesture today. Thank you once more, and God bless you. Ciao.
Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikomisako, the Secretary of State for the Department of Health and Social Services, Dr. Emmanuel Tida, and all the members of HHS that work tirelessly for us to be able to have the money needed for the IG humanitarian outreach that we are here today. We equally thank all the members of Hope Relief Foundation Forum, every single Southern Cameroonian that contributed towards this outreach, like Ma Hermina and her church sisters, Magilda, as well as other donors like Jill Scripter of California in the US of A, Sister Karin and Auntie Kati of Nigeria for the medical kits. Our appreciation equally goes to Southern Cameroon Association, Abeta, Edmonton Chapter, Canada, for their kind for their kind donations through HHS for these mattresses. We equally like to thank the following: members of Southern Cameroon Ambazonia, Italy, members of Southern Cameroonian women in UK, and all members of St. Thomas More Catholic Church Braintree Prayer Group in Massachusetts, US of A. Finally, we would equally like to give a very big thank you to our members of Santa LGA, Chuba LGA, Manko, Mbachubwa LGA, and Mankon Batumba LGA for their donations to HHS to support this outreach. We give you a very big thank you.
So what when I want to talk with my men, the way they don't put it in them, I won't care for them now. Okay. Thank you, plenty.
Madam.
I'm sorry.
Mama, I will see you after this one here. Yes, I will see you. Wow, this is a dance group of our mothers. They are so happy to have received this wonderful gestures from the Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and the Hope Relief Foundation. As you can see, they are so very much excited, and they are coming up with this wonderful dance group. As you can see here, oh, this is wonderful here. Wow, Ambazonia is really blessed indeed. Thank you once more. I want to thank all those who have put this thing together and made it possible for our brothers and sisters in Adagon to this settlement to receive this wonderful gesture today. So you can see how happy our mothers are. So you can see how happy our mothers are to have received you here in Adagon to this settlement. What a wonderful day it is. What a wonderful gesture it did from the people of Adagon to this settlement. This is wonderful. Oh God, Hope Relief Foundation indeed have come to give hope to our people. Thank you. Sorry, but man.
Bonjour Martin.
Now, Martin. I like you so much. You know, so I thank God say this from now, you know. So what the live with brothers and sisters, what they live, and you know, when I represent here, I hope they found so the same will thank you for now. So you know what you know.
I got free Danya. Obama Oliver.
Where's Frida?
My Frida.
Good afternoon. Yeah? Yes. We are beginning with the day abroad. Now, you know, so they don't talk, you know, we'll sit for floor again. Do you hear? So they say, no, we can't give you this mattress. Do you hear?
Obama Oliver.
Where is the Oliver?
Obama Oliver.
No, Oliver, me pass stand there, pass stand there. Bye, Oliver. Bye, Oliver. Good afternoon. Yes, you are beginning with the day abroad. They say you're not going to sleep for floor again. You know, the same will come give you this. Yeah.
I just got my grade. I get my grade.
I mean, my bread. You are beginning with the day outside. The same will come give you this mattress. So you're not going to sleep for floor again. You don't hear no?
Bishop John Agbo. This Bishop John Agbo. Okay. Bishop John Agbo. Like that.
This song, they show one open. That means each song so they don't open inside.
Now very old man from Asia.
Wonderful. Okay, so your brothers are beginning to live for abroad. Okay, when they're going to present by Hope Relief Foundation for here. You know, they say you're not going to sleep for floor again. You know, they say we're going to give you this in the chance. So wait till you get for there. Your brothers and sisters them abroad. Okay, thank you plenty for that big talk. Yeah.
Madam Maria.
Mama Maria. Good afternoon. How are you doing now? Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. We are better know what you say. Yeah. Yeah. So you have brothers and sisters that will begin when they abroad. The same will give you this mattress. So you're not going to sleep for floor again. You don't hear no? Okay. Janet, you should be Madam Janet. Next on the list.
Until Martin.
Mauga Martin. I like you so much. You know, so I thank God say this from you know. So we begin when they live with our brothers and sisters, when they live, you know, when I represent here, I hope they found so the same will thank you for now. So you're not going to speak for God, you know.
I got free Danya. Obama Oliver.
Where's Frida?
My Frida.
Good afternoon. Yeah? Yes. We are beginning with the day abroad. Now, you know, so they don't talk, you know, we'll sit for floor again. Do you hear? So they say, no, we can't give you this mattress. Do you hear?
Obama Oliver.
Where is the Oliver?
Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
My people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Amazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely come home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Amazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to call no more.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope I have.
Because I hate my CID. And I should be proudly Amazonian.
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Amazonia will not depend on the free will of her enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our CID level.
My dear comrades, I am appealing to every Ambazonian to register with the CID program.
We have no control over our distorted history, but with our CID, we can set the pace and determine the future of Amazonia.
Yes, the hope for the future is in our hands. As an Amazonian, my identity is conclusive. My right is guaranteed. My vote will always count as I pay my CID.
As an Amazonian, I will shape the future with my CID.
With your CID of just $10 per month, the interim government is contract to fulfill all that you wish to be done.
Let us build the freedom mentioned from the little blood, which is our CID levy.
There will be food for everyone, hope for every child, justice for every citizen when we pay our CID levy.
Yes, the dream we can realize. With my compulsory independence dues, CID, I have the opportunity to give to the next generation a greater nation, better than we inherited.
Yes, CID program is freedom made easy, freedom made cheap, freedom for Amazonia now.
Some make you want to know the Lord. Namibia want to know the Lord. I say, someone to want to know the Lord. Zimbabwe want to know the Lord. African freedom fighters want to know the Lord. Purposely. Now listen to the history. With the years since creation. With the years since creation.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ABC Live Broadcast, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely here in Houston. It's a pleasure to be with you again today. I hope you go out there and hit the share button on your platform. If you are watching by way of Facebook, please go ahead, hit your share button. Hit your share button and let us quickly populate the Facebook platform. And again, thank you for joining. I'd like to welcome all of you also who are watching from the diaspora, especially in all of or the rest of Africa, in the continent USA, in Europe, including the UK, of course, Canada, and all of South America. Welcome to Ambazonia's own television channel. I am Chris Ano. Again, thanks for tuning in. Please, for those of you who are tuning in by way of Facebook, quickly go ahead as you have joined, hit your share button. Hit your share button and let us quickly populate this platform. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you some very exciting presentation today, joined by two guests that you know just so well. A lot is going on out there, and I make it a duty to come to you every week, sometimes twice a week, to bring you updates on what is going on in our struggle in Ambazonia. Again, if you are joining by way of Facebook, hit your share button and let others know. I am not live, but I am alive indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring you the presentation proper, I just like to remind all of you out there about the 2021 War Drive. We call it War Drive because this is actually about war. A war that we didn't call for, a war that we didn't ask for, a war that we didn't provoke. La République du Cameroon brought this upon us, and we took it, we accepted it, and we are defending ourselves. This has been going on. October will make it exactly 5 years. Exactly 5 years. See how time can fly, as they say. Time flies, ladies and gentlemen. So many people have fallen along the way in this struggle because they thought this was going to be 6 months. This was going to be 1 year. This was going to be 2 years. And the 6 months, the 1 year, the 2 years have come and gone. We are still in it. And many, the faint-hearted, who thought this was going to be a cakewalk, have fallen along the way. And many of us are still standing in here. We will continue to stand until, as they say, the last man standing. That means if that last man will bring freedom to Ambazonia, we will have no choice. But for those of us in the diaspora who will definitely be standing to the last man on ground zero, we got to make sure that we support them, we stand with them, we put the money that they need in their hands for the weapons that they need. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have realized our sudden change in language, in vocabulary? When we started, we were so timid and afraid to even mention weapons, talk less of mentioning guns. But today, we mention it without any reservation because that is what it is. It is war, and war needs guns. I understand a lot of people. Cameroon is calling our satellite company and telling them that they are supporting a terrorist organization. When we talk about guns and wars, they say, oh, they go so gaga. They are worried. But again, that is exactly what this war is, ladies and gentlemen. You don't fight wars with your bare arms. You fight war with ammunition, with weapons of mass destruction. That's exactly what it is. And that is what La République du Cameroon is employing in Ambazonia to kill our people. And so we have to support and fund every fighter on the ground putting his or her life in the front line, battle lines, to defend Ambazonia, to fight for Ambazonia. They are not asking for your salary or for a salary. They are asking for tools, for the right equipment. And it is incumbent upon you and me here in the diaspora to put it in their hands. And so I am challenging every Ambazonian out there, please, locate your county, locate your local government and sponsor the war, fund the boys who are giving their lives, standing in the front lines for this war. We need to support them. We need to put the money that they need in their hands. Just as you see out there in the refugee camps, what the interim government is doing there, trying to help those poor refugees out there. We need to do same, ladies and gentlemen. We need to do same for our fighters out there. So please, the draft is ongoing, not officially started, but of course it is ongoing. I know for sure that the counties and the LGAs are reaching out to members of their communities to solicit for their donations. Please locate your own LGA, locate your own county, and please put in your donation. Put in your donation. I want to really appreciate the boys out there in the Buoy, who continue to make all of us very, very proud. The Buoy warriors, they continue to make all of us very, very proud. We want to thank them, if not for the draft money of 2021. Of course, I know they can't still be living on that. But if not for that, I don't think the Buoy warriors would be able to do what they do today. We encourage you to support Buoy warriors. Don't just draft for your county. Don't be selfish. Please also support the Buoy warriors. Support the Buoy warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, this drafting is very, very critical. For those of you who were asking for evidence on ground zero, the motivation, the incentive to draft, you are seeing it. You are seeing it in Bali. You are seeing it in Bafut. You are seeing it in Fako. You are seeing it in Buoy. You are seeing it in Ngo-Ketunja. You are seeing it in Lebialem. You are seeing it all over Ambazonia, Mamfe, Akwaya, Boyo, all these places. You are seeing the action. Thank you also, the Meme guys, for the feat you performed last week, attacking that was it a gendarme police station and going away, carrying away their weapons. That is what it should be. We no longer need to go to ground one to look for weapons, ladies and gentlemen. We've lost millions in dollars, not CFA, millions in dollars on ground one. No more going there. The secret is go after La République. Go after their camps. Go after their hideouts. Pursue them and take over their arms. We will use it to go after them. We will use it to go after them. Ladies and gentlemen, give me one second here.
Since the time of sun and sand, since the time of moon and stars, since the time of air and sea, since the time of men and things, we must run from death to guide. Oh, and then
Ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead, hit your share button, hit your share button. We have less than 70 people to go to 700 here on Facebook. So please, I was trying to appreciate our fighters in Kumba for the feat they put out last week, going after French Cameroon military and confiscating their weapons. That has to be emulated, not just in Ndop and in Meme, but every county in Ambazonia. We will have to take those weapons and go after them with it. The moment they begin to realize we have the same firepower, or even more than what they have, ladies and gentlemen, they will meet us at the negotiation table. You know, from the onset, they thought we were 2 cubes of sugar that will dissolve in less than no time. Unfortunately, 5 years, we are in this and only getting better. And we can only get better, ladies and gentlemen. But we have to get better with your draft money. So please, let us drive again. Let us drive for our counties. Let us drive for our LGAs. I like to thank, ladies and gentlemen, the Department of Home Affairs, Health and Social Services, the Department of Social Services, Health and Social Services, for the wonderful outreach they carried out, ladies and gentlemen, in Nigeria, in one of our refugee camps. You can see the images on your screen, reaching out to thousands of our refugees in Nigeria. And now, I guess some of you out there, especially the enablers, will be saying, what is President Sarko's banner doing there? He is the president of Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to believe me. You can believe what you want. That is what I know. So please, that is just what it is. But we want to appreciate, we really love to appreciate the Department of Health and Social Services here at the interim government for reaching out in this manner to the refugees in Nigeria. It is not easy. I mean, they have done this again and again and again. What you are seeing there isn't cheap. Again, it is not cheap, ladies and gentlemen. It is not cheap. And they have done this, they continue to do this with the refugees, even with the prisoners in La République du Cameroon. It is not easy to raise these funds again and again to reach out to these refugees. And so we really want to appreciate, thank those, ladies and gentlemen, who donated for us to be able to reach out to our refugees in Nigeria. Please, we thank you. We thank you, and we encourage you. We encourage you to continue to donate so that we can put smiles, more smiles, in the faces of these our refugees. Please, if you have not been donating, if you have not supported our people, look at how happy, how joyful they can be. What can make them to be this happy? It is when we give something to them. We put something in their pockets. We give them a mattress to lie on. We give them some food they can eat for a day. Only something like this can make them this happy, ladies and gentlemen. And so, once more, for the Department of Health and Social Services here at the interim government, we really want to thank you. I really like to thank you on behalf, ladies and gentlemen, of the interim government. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you for a job well done. And we're asking you again, please, if you have not supported this mission to our refugees, consider doing so. Please. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will now get some update. I would like to get some update coming from Bowie. From the Bowie Warriors. I got a report here that was sent in to me by the one and only spokesperson for the Bui warriors in the person of General Hanok. So I will now bring to you that update, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I bring you this update from the spokesperson for the Bui warriors in the name of General Hanok. Okay, let's know what is happening in Bui.
Of the northern zone of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Revolutionary greetings to you, Secretary Chris Ano, and all televiewers of ABC Television. You are once more welcome to Kumbo, the chief town of Bui County of the northern zone of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, for updates on the prosecution of our revolution and war of independence with General Hanok. To begin with, like I told you on ABC last week, myriads of terrorist armored cars, trucks and caterpillars have continued to stream into Bui with the mission of capturing and eliminating the key actors in this revolution at all costs. Indiscriminate manslaughter, unqualifiable violence where necessary, and torturing of whomsoever they meet. The torching down of entire homes, looting of property, and financial exploitation. They are coming into Bui in such great numbers, in thousands, according to intelligence sources. Secretary Chris was intended to have a demoralizing effect on our Bui warriors and our Amazonian restoration fighters in general, as well as on the entire population. This would also help them in attacking several, if not all, of our 6 local government areas simultaneously, with the logical effect of impeding the necessary backup from being caused to the scenes. But I tell you, Chris, and televiewers, that we warriors have stood tall in the face of all this. The Bui warriors, our restoration fighters, have remained undaunted by these numerical odds. Our boys have proven to the French Cameroon terrorist soldiers that Ambazonia means business, that they are the military masters of this God-given land of ours. They have scored victory upon victory. They have inflicted unblameable casualties on the French Cameroon terrorist army of occupation. This, I must say, Secretary Chris, thanks to our well-coordinated hybrid systems of intelligence, reconnaissance, and espionage, working 24 hours on 7 to avail the warriors of the right information and at the right moment. The day of Wednesday, 2nd June 2021, saw the invasion of Rogaza, or Muslim quarter in Kumbo, where the Republic terrorist forces during the early hours of the morning at about 5 a.m. besieged the area. As usual, they started abducting civilians, breaking into homes, and looting property. Tipped by our intelligence sources, the Bui warriors effected an immediate descent to the field to protect, defend, and serve the vulnerable population from this multi-dimensional harassment. Without sounding hyperbolic, Secretary Chris, the Bui warriors unleashed unbearable heat, I maintain, on the enemy forces of French Cameroon. The heat was so unbearable that they had to resort to the use of rocket launchers. The La Republique du Cameroon terrorists launched rockets in all directions and sent up a good number of drones. Some of them have been proffered by France. Only God knows the number of casualties on the enemy side.
2 of their drones were gunned down by the great warriors of Bui. You remember, Chris? This is not the first time the Bui warriors have brought down drones. Another one had been gunned down by our warriors in Miluf. This again is a strong and clear message that the Bui warriors are sending to the group regime in Yaoundé. The time has come for you to stop the abhorrent violation of the Amazonian airspace. In the days, weeks, and months ahead, no flying objects from French Cameroon, no helicopter, no aeroplane, no record, no rocket shall fly across the Amazonian territory without being brought down. The Bulgaros are determined to see this done, and they will do it. Meanwhile, Wednesday, the 3rd day of June, was another very bloody day for French Cameroon terrorists. It is going to be a very, very unforgettable day for French Cameroon in the history of the Amazonian War of Independence. As their armored cars started moving into Nkum local government area, our warriors in real guerrilla style intercepted them at Kimbo. One terrorist visibly dropped dead on the spot during the confrontation that ensued. How many injured, how many actually fell was no more the business of the retreating warriors confectioning another strategy to cause more havoc on the enemy side. However, according to the Kimbo East Captain Gitukeban, La Republic has been taught a very bitter lesson, a lesson they will never forget. I quote his own very words. Like I told you a while ago, the brain-dead terrorists from French Cameroon plans to be attacking many of our local government areas simultaneously. So this fatal Wednesday, June 3rd, 2021 was to become the French Cameroon Ash Wednesday, as the Bui warriors almost reduced the French Cameroon army in Bui and their trucks and armored vehicles to ashes when they made the tactical blunder of attacking 3 local government areas at once. They attacked Zokwa, Kumbo, and Kum local government areas. This reminds us, Secretary Chris and viewers of ABC television, of the miscalculation and tactical blunder made by Adolf Hitler.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appear to have lost that report right there. We appear to have lost that report right there. Let me see.
In the Second World War, where after attacking Britain in Operation Sea Lion, he went further to attack Russia in Operation Barbarossa. You can imagine the unfathomable effects on the Nazi German forces, Chris. This is exactly what has happened to the Nazi French Cameroon of Adolf Hitler, Paul Biya. Those moving to attack our people in Kum fell into the ambush net of the Bulgarians at Kishon, where an improvised explosive device shattered a truck and its contents. Videos and graphic images are there to tell the story better. This masterful counterattack by the Bulgarians equally foiled their planned incursion and subsequent invasion of the local government area of Donga Mantum County. In Mongolian Street, otherwise known as New Deal Street, two mines detonated on target, shattered 2 terrorist trucks, and they are the ones to count their dead and tell us. In Bekovi, of Jokwa local government area, Biya terrorist forces of occupation equally met their Waterloo, falling into the delusion that by keeping a base at Vekovi, they would take control of the entire area and the adjacent villages of Zekwa LGA. So our warriors, under the command of Colonel Piper, launched another full-scale operation under command of General Viper, Colonel Viper, as I've said. Our warriors launched another full-scale attack on the Republic of Cameroon terrorist forces at Vekovi, as on their way to attacking them in the story building, which they currently inhabit, met 15 of them smoking their banga comfortably. Our warriors simply fired and brought 11 of them down on the spot. So 11 terrorist soldiers of French Cameroon fell when our warriors attacked them on this fateful Wednesday. Many of them, or 4 of them rather, who escaped narrowly, only God knows their current situation. Civilians do testify about the unprecedented wailing, crying and ululating Logoria from the ranks of the terrorist forces. Some of them could be heard fleeing and begging on the Bui warriors not to shoot at them, but to allow them only to finish the rest of their 7 days in Vekovi and depart. Secretary Chris Arnold, televiewers of ABC television, Bui is waxing well. Bui is soaring high. Bui is soaring high. The tonality in Bui is so satisfying. The tone of events, the way the Bui warriors are prosecuting the war and the revolution is so satisfactory. The Bui warriors are at the top of the game. With the Bui warriors, the chain to Bui has no reverse gate. Only do well to urge the leadership, our interim government, to avail the Bui warriors of the necessary, more sophisticated weaponry to sweep off right to the last vestiges of French Cameroon terrorists and administrations that still linger around, not only in Bui, but in Ambazonia as a whole. Why not? General Hanok reporting from Bamfem Kumbu.
All right. Yes, that was General Hanok, ladies and gentlemen, reporting from Kumbo. The Bui warriors are doing an incredible job. In fact, the Republic of Cameroon has kind of, in the last 5 months or so, focused attention on Bui, trying to bring down the Bui warriors as much as they can. But unfortunately, it is not looking good. It does not look good for the Cameroon side. The Bui warriors have brought down hundreds, ladies and gentlemen, hundreds of French Cameroon army, including those brought down by General Nopiti and their ammunition confiscated. Again, we really want to thank all of you out there for risking your lives and putting it out there to fight for all of us. May God bless you. May God continue to protect you until we get to Boya. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am taking you to the main presentation of the day, talking about my subject, the real enemy in this war, the real enemy in Ambazonia. And the person you find on your screen, CRTV reporter George EWANE, If you all listened to his episode yesterday on the Cameroon calling over that archaic media, George EWANE referred to all of us, freedom fighters, as enemies in the house. Enemies in the house. Enemies against La République du Cameroon. Enemies against Anglophones to which he belongs. Today, I really thought to address Mr. EWANE because he is in the habit of putting out these diatribes to indict every one of us, including you out there, freedom fighters who are asking for nothing but a free country of your own, the restoration of a free country that we all used to enjoy, that our parents, our forefathers fought for years ago. So ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I am bringing you that monologue now that is the subject of my presentation for the day. Again, it is titled, Is George EWANE, is George EWANE the real enemy in the house? You see, the real enemy in the house. Of course, after watching and listening to me, you will have to answer that by yourself. And after this, I will bring you my panel. Ladies and gentlemen, George EWANE, I must state for the record that I have never met him. But being a reporter, I know you will surely detest the idea of me calling him a reporter, a mere reporter, because he may not exactly understand the semantics between a reporter and a journalist. Whatever the case, I have never met George EWANE, but from his weekly CRTV diatribes in the guise of Cameroon calling, I should say I know him enough to consider him one of the real enemies of the people of the Southern Cameroons and their struggle for independence restoration. On Sunday, Mr. EWANE came out with one of his diatribes titled, The Real Enemy in the House. Thanks to those restless fingers passing out audio recordings in the social media, I was able to stumble upon it. This is important because had it been aired only on their CRTV, very few people would have been chance to listen to it, because nobody really listens, really cares to listen to that thing. George EWANE, a former professor at the University of Yaoundé, did not emerge into the limelight for his own wits, nor for his own intelligence or achievement. It was one famous act that brought him into public notice, and I should say into broadcasting too. As a professor at the University of Yaoundé, what made George EWANE famous wasn't his expertise and wit in the classroom either. It was rather a habit he developed, that is, in selling math to female students in exchange for sex. You have any doubt? Ask Professor Lambo, who was his immediate boss. He will attest to this. George EWANE's math trading for sex became public knowledge and eventually got him out of the university. But he was capable of enough kickbacks to find his way into ST with the help of Professor Lambo. Yesterday, in one of his Cameroon calling episodes, George EWANE referred to the freedom-loving people of the Southern Cameroons and Bazonia as enemies in the house. Enemies in the house. The house here isn't meant to be Ambazonia, of course you know that. The house in EWANE's mind is Cameroon. In his psyche, George EWANE thinks that the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon are still one entity, one and indivisible, as they like to call it over there. After close to 5 years of Ambazonia declaration of independence or restoration and the resolve to defend it even with blood. In the Cameroon calling episode of yesterday, EWANE, that patriotic citizen, the elite as he would love to be known, indicts all of the Southern Cameroons except himself. According to EWANE, his government in Yaoundé should be treating every Ambazonian as a suspect except himself. The enemy, according to EWANE, is the one who knows all the corners in the house and knows where to set his traps. EWANE equates the Ambazonian struggle to that of Boko Haram in the north of La République du Cameroon, which means Cameroon is justified in carrying out the pogroms that have been attributed to them in the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. George EWANE, apparently trying very, very hard to demonstrate to the naive and gullible audience of CRTV how widely ready he is. He truncates his half-truths, piece of diatribe, with quotations from the Chinese cartoonists and Americans to con the listener to believing his buffoonery, and equally to perceive him as making a lot of sense. Quotations make up at least 30% of what EWANE writes all the time. That is to say, he is essentially a piece of plagiarism. Mr. EWANE, the truth of Cameroon's current predicament isn't in quotations from the Chinese cartoonists and the Americans, sir. No, the truth is right in front of you. You are living the truth. And it is that only people like you, without conscience, are enemies in the house. Enemies of the people. George EWANE ought to know better. He ought to know that there is no longer any house in the southern Cameroons vis-a-vis Yaoundé. If it used to be, it is no longer there. It actually lies in ruins, most of it burnt down by what used to be the other half of the house. Residents living in foreign countries, including La République du Cameroon, as refugees. To refer to Southern Cameroonians as enemies in the house is premeditated advocacy for the hangman of La République du Cameroon to start showing up at the doorsteps of each perceived enemy. And you know what that means in that country. If Cameroon was a civilized society where the rule of law reigns, George EWANE would be arraigned for hate crime or hate speech. But don't expect it in that banana republic. That's just the norm. It is normal. It's the way people get promotion in La République du Cameroon. Don't be surprised EWANE is rewarded with a CRTV top manager's position for his hate speech. EWANE refers to our freedom fighters as monsters and gangsters and suggests that those who give money to them and relays intelligence to them as to when enemy soldiers advance on them are enemies in the house. And I quote, they make huge contributions to the armed gangs in the night, EWANE says. He adds that men of God encouraging the crisis from the pulpit. They ask God to protect the fighters and ask him to bring down the regime in Yaoundé. I beg your pardon for my voice. Such men of God are war entrepreneurs, EWANE says. EWANE then dabbles into the whole raison d'etre of this war. wondering aloud why it still goes on and why anyone still supports the war. And by the way, he prefers to call it a crisis. He says, and I quote, "The head of state has done everything practically possible to end the war." He cites the so-called Grand National Dialogue with its paper resolutions as a clear example. He also cites the alleged planned reconstruction of the Northwest and the Southwest, as they call it over there, as one of the concessions the head of state has made. The regional councils were also meant by the head of state to bring more power to the regions, EWANE says. EWANE, however, laments that in spite of all this to the people of the Northwest and the Southwest, they continue to embrace war. And I quote, "They think that war is cheap." EWANE says, "The monsters that the people in the Northwest and Southwest fed are coming back to haunt them, and both of them are enemies in the house," said EWANE. Like every other minion in the animal farm that is Yaoundé, eyeing promotion, George EWANE is playing to the gallery here, ladies and gentlemen. He is not foolish nor stupid. He is only egoistic and self-serving, self-seeking. He is scheming to become the next Peter Esoka, or perhaps Eric Chinje, or the next Luke Ananga, and you can name the rest. Mr. EWANE, sir, for the record, we have no monsters in Ambazonia or the southern Cameroons. You won't know it though, because you are hardly one of us. You are a mere Anglophone. And did you say, and I quote, monsters that they fed? You are mistaken. You are apparently thinking of different monsters. Those who live in the corridor of power in Yaoundé. The type that Dieudonné Esomba described within your regime as depraved warmongers and war counselors. No, sir. We do not have monsters in Ambazonia. We have freedom fighters in Ambazonia. And no, they have never been fed by anybody, not by your government, not by La République du Cameroon as you suggest. People who have been fed do not resort to war, and they do not carry guns. People who have been fed, sir, engage in legitimate business. People who have been fed do not ride Okada for business with academic degrees and diplomas in their pockets. If Ambazonians were fed as we have suggested, they will abhor war because, as you know, war isn't a joke. The fact of the matter is that you, George EWANE, is one of the real enemies of Ambazonia. You have been fed enough throughout your career in spite of your moral bankruptcy that you know, that you now think everybody got your treatment. To say that George EWANE is intellectually dishonest will be an understatement. He is not. He is a willing accomplice in the massacres and the looting that we see ongoing in the southern Cameroons on a daily basis. He is fed to lie, he is used to lie, to covering up for La République du Cameroon, genocidal crimes in the southern Cameroons. Mr. EWANE says the head of state has done everything to appease the enemies in the house. Really? This guy should never pass for a journalist by any standard. Journalists fight for the powerless, but EWANE fights for the corrupt and the powerful. Journalists fight for the less privileged. George EWANE fights for the privileged. Journalists denounce bad, corrupt governance, ladies and gentlemen, and sit-tight dictators. You know what? George EWANE praises them, treasures them. In fact, George EWANE once described Paul Biya as Jesus sent to Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen. He treasures them and will never confront them. He fronts for them. Journalists fight for the greater good, but George EWANE fights for a greater self. If we were indeed still in the days when true journalism or true journalists still mounted CRTV, the likes of Akwanga Joe in D4, the likes of Charles Indiche, the likes of Asomlefa in Kemleka, the likes of Bo Herbert, Sam Nuvala Fonkem, Temfek Ofege, Fire Henry Fournier, Zachary Nkwa, and you can mention the rest. The likes of George EWANE won't be considered journalists or reporters at all. EWANE will fall in the ranks of what is called jumbo, or white envelope journalists. And if you don't know, jumbo journalists write for whoever pays them or whoever has their next appointment or promotion. For them, it's all about the money and the next position. It is never about the common good. If George EWANE were a real journalist or reporter, he would be using his vantage position to speak truth to the stronghold, the power that is Yaoundé. He would be telling Yaoundé to stop the war and the killings, and not trying to cover up and vindicate the regime. George EWANE would be going down with his cameras to the field to report to the world the abuses and the carnage, the towns and the villages that La République du Cameroon soldiers have burnt down in Ambazonia. You would be getting to the refugee camps and to the IDPs to tell their story to the world. You will be telling the story of the annexation and the colonization of the southern Cameroons, which is the root cause of this war in Ambazonia, ladies and gentlemen. George EWANE would be advocating for some type of sanctions against Cameroon. I mean La République du Cameroon. And when a true journalist isn't listened to or is coerced, he resigns to demonstrate his disapproval of the power that be and what they do. That is the true test of journalism. That is what real journalists in the good days of CRTV did. Go and ask Akwanka Joe Ndifo of blessed memory. Ask Epie Ngome. Ask Bo Herbert. They will tell you their stories at CRTV. George EWANE is a mockery to the community he hails from. So, if I may ask, what happened to the grand national dialogue that you touted as prescribing solutions to this conflict? It's almost 2 years and no one knows what has happened to the special status. The very people who clamored for so-called regional councils and got it given to them, given positions, they are now complaining. They have realized that the whole thing was window dressing, and they are now complaining. Yet, to you, Mr. EWANE, there is just no reason to complain. Those who complain are enemies in the house. If Mr. Paul Biya, the head of state, is doing everything as you suggest to end the conflict, why are French teachers, French Cameroon teachers, still in our classrooms till date? Why are French judges still in our courts? Why are there no roads leading to Bamenda, sir? Why is Sonora still paying taxes to Douala? Why have they not attempted a ceasefire for 5 years of fighting? Why have they not pulled out their soldiers out of Ambazonia, knowing that the war will be over with Ambazonia fighters having absolutely no one to fight? Why do they continue to kill and burn our villages on a daily basis. The whys here can be many. These are indications that George EWANE really doesn't understand the issues, or he is just indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the real enemy in the house. And that was my talking points, ladies and gentlemen. I am now joined by Ntumfor, Bo Herbert, and Barrister Timothy Mbesa, who are here to have a discussion on this subject. I consider it quite important because there are many types like George EWANE, people in positions of responsibility, and it is ugly when you are considered a journalist and you do what George EWANE does. You will not believe, ladies and gentlemen, that a journalist would refer to Paul Biya as a Jesus sent to Cameroon. That was from George EWANE. But let me allow my guests to come in here. Ntumfor and Bo Herbert, it's a pleasure to have you back, sir.
My pleasure. Nice to be here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Thank you. I can hear you. Thank you for being back with me. Barrister Timothy, again, it's a pleasure to have you back, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
All right. To be your guest. Thank you. Ntumfor, let me start with you, sir, because I believe you are very familiar with who George EWANE is. I don't know whether he was serving in CRTV at your time there. Was he there?
No, he was not. He was not yet there.
He wasn't there. Okay. So he should be considering you a real enemy then. Because you fail to do what he does.
Well, you have dignified him a lot by talking about him. You know he's going to be celebrating today, because this is the kind of stuff that they dream of. That people would talk about me, that the regime would notice that I am indeed doing my job. George EWANE is in that one report that he put out. He's all of Radio Mille Collines put together. All. Because George EWANE is absolutely advocating, the man is beating the drums of war. He's saying to La République du Cameroun, you know exactly who you can target and kill. He calls them the entrepreneurs. Right. All these people who go to church and manage to say that the book of God calls for justice and for what is right. Those people who dare to preach the word of God and who dare to point out that the mission of Christianity is to set captives free, to free prisoners, that mission, the same mission that God from a burning bush called Moses and assigned to go to Egypt, that mission is in fact part of a satanic mission, and that people who pursue that job of bringing captives to freedom, of bringing liberty to people, of ensuring that people have justice, that those people are who he calls entrepreneurs of war. George EWANE doesn't know who the entrepreneurs of war are. Mr. Paul Biya is an entrepreneur of war. The only thing Mr. Biya has done, which is what he has done to shield his government from being thrown out, is to go to war, is to write laws that tell people that anyone who goes out and stages a demonstration is a terrorist. So it gives him a justification to go to war against people who are barely demonstrating out there in the streets. George EWANE doesn't know who the entrepreneurs of war are because they are in the government that he serves. That government is determined to pursue this war because the ministers and the generals in that government and in that army, the real purpose for which they are doing this war is to enrich themselves. He does not know who the entrepreneurs of war are. because he does not know that that Atanganji runs an entire Interamwe of his own called Atanganji Boys. He doesn't know who is in charge of slitting the throats of people in the streets. But that is obviously because George EWANE is not a journalist, as you said very clearly. And he does not work for a house that is a media institution, because CRTV is a propaganda tool. It's built for that purpose. And that is part of the reason why real journalists would not work in the kind of work that George EWANE is doing. Nobody would be kissing up like George EWANE and call themselves journalists. George EWANE is in the same role that propagandists working for Hitler played. That same role is George EWANE's role today, to say to the people around him that I have found the enemy. And he looks like George EWANE. I mean, come on now. George EWANE is a clown. He does not know that in the circus in which he plays, that is his role. He thinks he is some patron waiting to happen. And probably he will. But he knows it will never happen in Ambazonia. And he knows that Ambazonia is not considering any house with La République du Cameroun. That is history. So if he defines a house in which La République du Cameroun and Southern Cameroons find themselves inside or under the same roof, he's describing an illusion. And George EWANE is a delusional fellow. So all of that combination allows the guy to be completely confused. It gets you to understand why there is very little intelligence in what he says, and why he would have the audacity, to compare Mr. Biya, the worst thing that has ever happened to any country on Africa. He would compare that fellow to Jesus. So you have to have a clown, an idiot, a totally stupid guy. I don't know what his students must be suffering a lot to go through that kind of fellow. And we see it in the product, the final product
if his students
of journalism.
are the kind of students who have to trade their marks for sex, then they really don't have to suffer a lot, right?
Well, some of this stuff is about, you talk about the enemy. If George EWANE cannot respect his female students, and I'm not confirming that that's what he's done, but I'm saying that allegations don't follow people that do not have some kind of guilty conscience. George EWANE, if that's what he's been doing, first, those students need to find him. Those students need to drag him to court. Those students need, and the system. If we were to say on this program that someone was plotting a coup against Mr. Biya, there would be a long investigation open on them immediately in La République du Cameroun. Well, I call for an investigation into George EWANE trading marks for sex.
Well, I think you made a point that this is, I have made EWANE's day, and I believe I have, and I hope that he brings the tithe to me when the promotion comes, because he is now in the good books of Yaoundé, because the separatists spend a day on him. But let me get to Barrister Mbesa. Barrister Mbesa, I would like to get your take. I don't know how much you know of this former professor cum journalist, but tell me, when he calls us enemies in the house, he is not referring to Ambazonia or the Southern Cameroons. He is talking about enemies inside one and indivisible Cameroon.
Thank you, Chris. I think you have said a lot in your monologue, but permit me to title my response in this way: Ambazonians are not stupid. That's the title I give to my own response. Let me take it from where we know, what we know about George EWANE. I've never known him, but if indeed he's a professor, it will not be strange. Because we've seen university professors from Yaoundé before him come out with wonderful things that we've not heard before. You will not hear a professor in international relations tell us that there is no day for independence for British Southern Cameroon. He told us that East Cameroon, whatever they call it, became independent, and then British Southern Cameroon simply joined. This is a professor in international relations. a professor in international relations saying that another man has independence and another one just joined? This must be madness of professorship in Cameroon. Do you know here another professor in Cameroon, a renowned retired professor, tell us that the United Nations passed resolutions, but Ahijo and Fauci just agreed, let us do what we want because it is our affair. These are all professors. So what do you expect of this type of people? He's a zero professor. And I look at his picture, he looks very, very young. But let me remind him and further listeners, we hope this thing gets to them. That
it will get to them definitely.
That Ambazonians are not stupid. We recognize EWANE and recognize him as the enemy in the house. Why? The forum from which he's speaking, his platform is talking from CRTV. Does anybody in the world with intelligence believe anything come from CRTV? I doubt. He is talking in the advantage position of English speaking. Let us call it English speaking. Therefore, in principle, he's supposed to be one of us. So who is this guy? What is the story of CRTV? He is the spokesman for the government. The government has run out of spokesmen. Issa Chiroma and everybody else. And now he has stumbled on another idiot. I'm sorry to call that word. So let Mr. Josh EWANE and his likes be reminded. I don't know what he has said, all that. I don't know where to start. I don't really know where to start arguing with him. Ambazonians did not declare war on La République du Cameroon. It's just 2 years back, 4 years back. If he was not yet born in 2017, I think he was, he should have realized that whatever happened in 2017 was the massacre of Ambazonians by Cameroon forces. He looks young, but I hope he's married. If he's not married, at least he has a family. If a thief invaded his house and started killing his children, his wife, and his family, what would Josh EWANE do? He will let go, or he will defend himself with even a stone and anything that he can find. That is where we are. Josh EWANE is the enemy in the house because he's refusing to tell the bare truth. As you rightly said, the war is there, and then you say, well, somewhere in this story you say, well, it doesn't mean that there was no identity problem. There was a problem, and so what? So Josh EWANE, to the best of my own understanding, and seeing him, I will come down. I don't know how long we'll be in this program, but he's everything but an enemy, a double enemy in the house. Thank you.
Thank you. Ntumfor, I'm sure you listened to EWANE in his audio. He refers to Ambazonian fighters as enemies, as monsters and gangsters, comparing them to Boko Haram. Is it just, I have stated in my talking point that this guy is not ignorant. It is an understatement to say that he is intellectually dishonest. He is something more than that. Where do you think he is coming from in those statements? Ntumfor.
George EWANE doesn't know what freedom is. He doesn't know what it costs to get it. Because one of the people he cites in the editorial, or whatever you could call it, the commentary that he ran, one of the people he cites is Martin Luther King. You know, it is as if you go into God's house and you speak about the devil and you mistake him for God. Because if he knew what Martin Luther King was talking about, when he was talking about people not rising to defend the defenseless, talking about people not rising to clamor for justice, he would be the first person lining up if he indeed believed in Martin Luther King. But when he describes Ambazonian freedom fighters as monsters, I invite him to go to Kumbo. He should go to Kumbo and meet them, because they will give him a really nice welcome. But he will find out there who the enemy is. George EWANE has not understood that when in Bello they decided that they were going to behead Samsoya, it was not Ambazonian fighters who were doing it. He has not understood that when they went to Ngabu and decided that they will lock people up in their homes, they would sprinkle those homes with fuel, and they would burn people alive. It was not Ambazonian fighters that was doing that. And this has not started now. It has not started now. This is a problem that La République du Cameroon has had for a long time. George EWANE, if he goes and reads history, he will see how many hundreds of Bassa and Bamileke villages were fire-bombed and people burned up in their homes. If he reads history, he will find out just how many heads they cut up and put to the ends of sticks along the roads, on carrefours in the morning, at road junctions. He would find out exactly why the French President Emmanuel Macron was in Rwanda the other day, struggling to beg for forgiveness without apologizing. Because the regimes that they have put in place are perpetrating on their behalf, as the regime did in Rwanda, the Hutu regime in Rwanda did. They are perpetrating on behalf of the French the genocide that the French would like a hangman to perform for them. And George EWANE is serving as exactly one of those people who would support the French, who would provide cover, who would say to the world, look, I am one of them and I'm against them. No, George EWANE is not one of us. There are two kinds of people, even when that country of two used to be considered one. There was a tribe that was called, in French, La Tribu du Ventre. People who only bothered about me, myself, and I. That is one tribe in that country. The ones that loot the treasury. The ones that steal all the money, including the COVID money, while people are dying. That is one tribe. And George EWANE belongs to that tribe. Then there is a tribe of honest citizens who care for the nation, who care about liberties, and they are both French-speaking and English-speaking. That tribe is completely different from that tribe of looters. And George EWANE is among the monsters whose only concern is me, myself, and I. I can tell George EWANE, I also covered the president, I also covered Mr. Biya, and I can tell him, writing reports and filing reports from Paris during a state visit when Mr. Biya was traveling there, and Famindongo was one of the delegates who was there at that mission. Famindongo also was director at the School of Journalism when I was there, and when I was there probably. But I made sure that I was telling the truth about what was happening. And when the Famindongos thought they could keep me outside the Résidence Matignon without a coat in the winter, I left the presidential palace, the transition presidential palace, and went to my hotel. They had to call me to come and do a report because I'm not taking that bull from anybody. Anybody with dignity would know that you cannot live your life by pretending to be a slave to someone else. And George EWANE has offered himself to be the slave of the Biya regime, serving as the spokesperson for the national dialogue, trying now desperately to promote that national dialogue and its outcome, even as it is rejected by people that initiated it, because they had no intention of doing it. George EWANE was the only clown that went in there thinking that the regime really wanted to do a national dialogue. Those are the kinds of people whose intelligence has been so sucked up by the regime that they believe in every word that comes out of Mr. Biya's mouth, even as Mr. Biya himself doesn't believe every word that comes out of his own mouth. And so George EWANE just needs to go to a next door place to CRTV where they examine people who have a mental problem. I am very sure that they would find a disease. It will help him. It may rescue him. But, you know, at this stage, who knows? It may be too advanced. The madness may have gone to the market already.
Ntumfor, I have a surprise call here. The person had some information to furnish us. Please let me get to this caller, sir. Hello. 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 Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes, hello, Chris, Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir. Good to hear your voice.
Yes, I'm calling. I just want to intervene and say something. I am one of one student from University of EWANE, who was taught by Professor Lambo, and I underwent what is happening through Joshua. So I just want to correct something, please. You guys should not say Joshua EWANE was a professor. He was a matric student, just dictating notes to Professor Lambo. He was not a matric student as such. He was just a student, doing matrics and dictating notes. He doesn't know how to teach, and then marking papers. So it was not a professor.
Oh, he was not so he has never been a professor.
He was just a matric student trying to dictate notes. Teaching is different from coming to class and dictating notes for students to copy.
What do you know? What do you know about these allegations of trading marks for sex?
That is why I'm calling, because besides this correction I want to make, I hear Ntumfor calling him a professor. I hear the other barrister calling him a professor. Now, I want to make this correction first. Then, as a student, he taught me when we just started Department of English at the University of EWANE, and he had a whole cartel because he was staying in Bonamosadi. He had a whole group organized for boys. The boys were collecting money and writing down names before the test. If you want to give your money before the test, 5,000 is okay. You will give 5,000, they will write your name, and boys will collect it around and give to him. And he will give you a pass mark, just about 10. They never give more. For those who want to have more than 10, you have to think about 10,000. And it was difficult for us students.
Now, 10,000 was supposed to be a lot of money in those days.
That is why I'm saying that for you to give 10,000, mostly was those who want to have more than 10, and especially if the results are published and you fail, you want to get marks, the pass mark, you have to give around 10,000. But if before the papers are marked, before he starts setting the test, he will make everything difficult for students to pass. No matter how intelligent you are, you cannot pass. You cannot pass if Josh EWANE is marking. So, and I just heard you people talking of taking him to court. Like Boherbert said, we will be many students. Many of us. I will call my friends who are students, who were students, who will join together and will be eyewitnesses, and we still have papers, keep papers which Josh EWANE was marking. I know of some of my classmates, 2 girls, who use, this French system. They taught us this nonsense of a cartouche, where you have to go and copy notes on a piece of paper and use in the exam, because exam just want to make everything difficult. Even if you are intelligent, you will not pass. So we were forced to do cartouche. Now, 2 girls came together. They used one cartouche to copy, and the other one, because she had repeated already and was afraid that she would fail, went to Josh EWANE for sex and had sex with him and had 15. The same other classmate of hers who didn't go to him who used the same cartouche and had a fight with the same writing, everything the same. He didn't know that is what happened because he slept with the other girl and gave her 15.
How did you know this? Did the students come out to disclose this, or how did it get to be known?
Everything that happened we discussed about among ourselves. The students will discuss among ourselves. We discussed. They never knew what was going. Sometimes it's a big scandal when it takes too much. Everybody will know. But the old professors, they were not there. They cannot listen to us. We were complaining. They will not listen to us. And this continues. Now, it is even stories of our class. Some of our classmates will come and say, he went and slept with me and put the mark sheet and on the bed and say, I should write my own marks. So he slept with you and tell you write your own marks, not even whatever you wrote on your paper.
He sleeps with you and tell you to write your own scores.
Put your paper and say write your own score on the sheet. That is just
did it ever get to the authorities of the university?
If late Professor Lamro can take him to go and get him into ST, it tells you that it's because he could not write it. Because we were just first year in the university when he was going to ST, when he passed the entrance to ST, and his colleagues who were teaching with him told us that they were surprised that he got to ST because he is so stupid that he's so dull that he cannot pass the exam. So it's later on they told us it is Professor Lambo who got him there, who also got his daughter Mary Lambo, who is also dead now. He also blesses memory. All of them were taken into ST by Professor Lambo. Not because he could succeed. EWANE cannot succeed to ST. Do you know when he got his doctorate degree? It's not up to 2 years.
Oh, it's not up to 2 years. Okay.
It's not up to 2 years. So
well, yes, please go on. Go on.
Look, if people are getting just EWANE too much attention, and I can tell you very clearly, if he is going and he's now reporting with the president, is going around, there are two things. Either Josh is in one of those occultic societies of La Republique, or he gives his honors for those positions. Two things. He cannot be intelligent enough to do that. You get from his journalism, you know what he is. So we don't need to overlevel that. Our problem is Josh EWANE, we are ready, and I'm going to be able to carry all my classmates. Some of them will take our testimonies, and we have proof of sexually transmitted marks at the university by Josh EWANE.
All right. Thank you for this revelation. I hope that you guys take the action and put these guys where they belong. I don't care how you got there. What I care is what he is doing there, and he is not doing what a journalist should be. As you said, no, he doesn't write. He doesn't write like a journalist. 30% of what he writes is made out of quotes. Quotes meant to placate people that this guy is well read, whereas no, he is not. Well, thank you for the call, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, gentlemen, that is interesting. That is very, very interesting there. But let's look at one aspect of his report of yesterday, where he is essentially indicting every Southern Cameroonian, be he on their side known as Anglophones, or on our side known as separatists. He boxes everybody together, and he calls it enemies in the house. Barrister Mbese, let me get it to you. What do you think that the so-called elite in Yaoundé, I mean the Anglophones in Yaoundé, what should they be thinking about George EWANE when he makes these elaborate labels?
I don't know what they should think of him because they are all in the same basket. But permit me, Chris, I think Joshua is being used by the government to deliver a message, to sell out their program, which I would rather want us to emphasize, because he's selling this program to the world and to us and to other Cameroonians. Rather than waste my time on his sexual life and other stupid things, I want us to address issues that he is trying to sell. For example, Joshua one is trying to sell the idea of reconstruction. And remember, I said that I'm tackling this, Anglophones don't forget. They are not stupid. Ambassadors are not stupid. And let me go straight to that point. Now, we don't know, up to this point, we don't know what reconstruction means. We have not seen the blueprint. Luckily, they have never said that they are going to reconstruct the war-damaged Amazonia. No. All their money, are they going to build some covers of what they damaged, they destroyed 50 years ago in the name of reconstruction, or what? We don't know. Let Josh Iwane get the blueprint of this reconstruction and put it out there for us to see. And let me remind him, as I said, Ambazonians are not stupid. But remember, for almost 30 years today, Paul Biya himself promised to supervise the construction of the ring road. Is that what they're going to construct now in the name of reconstruction? We don't know. Again, Legnos, I don't know how old was this young man when Legnos occurred. This very government promised to rehabilitate the Legnos Valley. It's 40 years today, nothing has been done. Again, I don't know how old this gentleman was in the 80s. I remember I was there when Paul Biya made his first visit to Buea as president. And on the podium, he promised the world of Cameroon that they were going to construct the deep sea port. That was not even enough. In addition to that, they were going to open what he called a butterman factory. It was 84, 85, I think. It was more than 40 years ago. The butterman factory has not been constructed. The deep sea port has not been built. Rather, the deep sea port transformed itself into a shipyard and got abandoned. And then, of course, while Kribida then never surfaced anywhere, it has become a deep sea port. Ambazonians don't forget, they are not stupid. Paul Tasson, the government minister, told us on record that they collected 10.5 billion. I don't know what that means in their France. And then they have spent already 3.5, which to whom we don't know how it was spent. Let Josh bring out the details of this sort of things. That's the message he's trying to deliver. Yes, among the reconstruction he has sung there, they claim that they are going to build houses. What are houses? How many houses will be in Kimbong? How many in Bui? How many wherever they are? Let them come out with the list to show us what reconstruction means. And if Dr. Judge, he has become a doctor, EWANE, he's still a true doctor. I think EWANE, if I'm not mistaken, is a name from Kopi Manegumba. He probably knows Victor Piengome, who wrote out something not many centuries ago, that what God has put asunder cannot be brought together. Let him go into his library and look at those things. And then he can position himself to speak for a defunct government. Thank you.
Bo, your take on this, please.
Yeah, no, I will, because Barrister has taken care of this other aspect. Let me speak to the point that the question that you raised, which is, what would the Atanganjis and the slave prime ministers and the others, what would they think of themselves? Well, these people know who they are. First, they know that nobody believes that they believe in the regime, because they themselves don't believe in the regime. And as I say, they are so greedy and think so much about themselves that they cannot afford the courage to speak on behalf of the people that they should be serving. And because of that, they are trapped. But the regime does not have them in that position because they trust them. Nobody trusts the prime minister. That is why the Prime Minister is supervised by junior ministers. That is why he is surrounded by the entire Betty clan to make sure that he wouldn't move one step. He wouldn't do something that they do not approve of. That is why there's a supplemental at the presidency called the Secretary General, who's really the standing person for the dead president or dead living president. That is why someone like Atanganji Paul, when he accompanies the Secretary General of the Vatican to Bamenda, his own supposed fief, he has to go there with Ngongo Ferdinand, because they cannot trust Atanganji to be in the company of the Secretary General of the Vatican without betraying their own regime. They know these people, they pulled them out of jail, or they were on their way to jail before they put them in the positions that they are putting them. And all the revelations that we are hearing in this program right now tell us that EWANE himself must have been on his way to jail when he was rescued. All of these people have so much dirt on them that the only thing they have signed up to is to surrender the rest of their liberty, surrender themselves, their dignity and everything, to stay out of jail, and to that effect, do anything that the regime would order them to do, and sometimes do more than the regime is ordering them to do. I mean, we heard EWANE say, because that is the one moment when he was lucid in that whole diatribe that he put out. The one moment he was lucid was he said, there is an identity problem. He called it a problem. No, EWANE, there is a nationality issue. My brother, there is a nationality issue. There are two nations that came together, two states that came together, equal in status. That is what it said. And Mr. EWANE, please go and read the United Nations resolutions. Go and read 1541. It says very clearly that our people can walk away from any kind of confederation, union, or whatever you want to call it, federation, that we form with La République du Cameroon. So you are welcome to stay with the tribe of the looters. The honest people, including some Francophones, will willingly take Ambazonian nationality. There are many of them right now funding Ambazonia, making sure that we get where we want to get, because they realize that we could create an El Dorado, we could create a free state besides these dictatorships that the French have set up and have no intention to let go. Let me remind EWANE, he's not going to be the successor of Mr. Biya. Frank Biya is right now campaigning to do to Cameroon what they did to Togo, to do to Cameroon what they did to Gabon, and to do to Cameroon what they did to Chad. And this is all under the supervision of Mr. Emmanuel Macron. It is not a country. It is a province of France. It is treated as a province of France. Mr. EWANE, wake up. I understand that you're still living in the period when Houphouët Boigny and Sédar Senghor thought that they could be Frenchmen. Okay? They even called themselves Frenchmen. They acted more than the French. So this is what EWANE has transformed himself into. He's become one of them. And he thinks now, you know, daring even Chinua Achebe, that he can wage a war against his own people, if I could call us his own people. But EWANE, you are dead on arrival, my brother. You cannot succeed. You are not wanted where you are. Yes, they are using you, and you will soon find out. Because every one of them has found out. Go and ask Prime Minister Inone in jail. Go and ask, Mendoza is now of blessed memory. But they are all lined up in jail. That is where you end up, Mr. EWANE. I can promise you that.
Well, Mr. EWANE says the head of state has done everything that he can to end this conflict, which he called crisis, just to avoid making it international. He says they have done everything. He mentions the regional councils. He mentions reconstruction of the Northwest and the Southwest. Barrister Mbesa, I don't know whether this is being delusional or what. Does EWANE understand there is no road to Bamenda? Does EWANE understand that a project inside the city of Bamenda to reconstruct the streets has been abandoned? Has EWANE, I mean, does he recall that the leaders of these regional councils, both in Bamenda and Kumba Boya, they are saying we're having empty offices here and there is nothing. Even the piece of computer that is sent to us is in French. Does he understand this, Pastor Bisa?
I think he understands very, very well. But let me address the issue in a different way. According to Mr. EWANE, who is a spokesman for the government in this case, the government has done everything, including decentralization. What is decentralization in the government's own eyes? The regional councils, all what he talks about, yes, they don't even have a place to stay, but they have at least money to buy cars. But let us see what they have. What is decentralization? Making something called Kumba 1, Kumba 2, Bamenda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is Bamenda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Each of them is controlled by who? By assistant sous-prefect and assistants appointed by presidential decree. In addition to the prefect himself, who has 2 full assistants appointed by presidential decree. So the president has to hunt you everywhere, even in your bedroom, in the name of decentralization. That apart, what does decentralization mean? What do they have as competence? They are officially allowed, claim to have authority over primary schools. That's a joke. How do you control a school that you did not create? How do you control a school whose workers, teachers you don't employ? You cannot move them. How are they under your control? How does that solve Ambazonia problem? As you rightly said, the French teachers are still in our classrooms. The magistrates are still there. The regional council under decentralization does not even have a say about those things. So how have they addressed the things, Mr. EWANE? It's unfortunate. But, again, I'm sure that most of us already have said this before. EWANE probably does not understand the workings of Yaoundé. Yaoundé buys you with their money. They buy you a good car. They give you station allowance. And that's all about it. Yes, the regional councillors may not agree as one is angry that people are even arguing among themselves because they cannot agree. To that to him is being an enemy in the house. But decentralization by itself has failed. Mr. EWANE, can he tell us what has become of the bilingual commission, which went out and did some work for the president and came out with a report, which CRTV even published? What became of those recommendations? So, Mr. EWANE, you don't seem to know anything. Do you want to be a spokesperson for people you don't even understand? Thank you.
Bo, please give us your take on that. Isn't him seeing all these projects, announced projects, and absolutely none has taken place? Also consider that the very immediate cause to this phase of this struggle began with our lawyers marching on the street and protesting the Francophone judges in our courtrooms, Francophone teachers in our classrooms. Nothing has changed.
No, let me say, I agree with you, nothing has changed. But let me agree with EWANE as well. Mr. Biya has done all he can do because Mr. Biya is so incompetent that the only thing he could do is the kind of incompetence that has been described a moment ago by the barrister, which is to promise to build the ring road in 1983, to supervise it himself, and he has never started a foundation. That is how competent the man is. And so when Mr. EWANE talks to you about reconstruction, he knows nothing about reconstruction. He does not even know how the mechanism for putting in place post-conflict reconstruction happens. Because I worked for the UN and I worked for the World Bank, I would be happy to give Mr. EWANE a lecture on how that happens, on how it works exactly. But I'm not sure he's so thick that he will not even understand what I'm talking about. When the moment will come for reconstruction, the people of Ambazonia will decide. The government of Ambazonia will decide. Mr. Biya and Mr. EWANE have enough reconstruction to do just in Mimboman and in Makape and in other places of La République du Cameroon. Let them focus on that one. Let them focus on reconstruct. Let them build schools in the south where they have nothing. I saw Paul Atanganji the other day building churches for them. You know, let them build schools in the north. Let them bother about their backyard. The people of Ambazonia will take care of their own development, because what we will design, Mr. Bia cannot even think about. And people in the likes of EWANE and the government of La République du Cameroon, they are not competent enough to design what we would put in place in Ambazonia. So let them focus on what they are doing. And EWANE, yes, you are right. Mr. Bia has done everything he could do. In fact, for the country and for everything else, which is part of the reason why he does not deserve to be there, which is why we call him political deadwood. Everybody else knows that except Mr. EWANE, who every day thinks that he's Jesus himself. That's the only person who's still mistaken about that. But when you take reconstruction, and why Mr. Bia is so anxious about reconstruction, the reason is essentially that in fragile and post-conflict countries, the World Bank provides all of assistance and support in the form of grants. And Mr. Bia is desperate to put his hands on that grant money. He is so desperate that he's declaring reconstruction before he has declared the end of his own war. He believes, in his sense, that before the World War II ended, they had started the World Bank and for the reconstruction of Europe. He doesn't realize that, you know, the Allies had to go in and get the surrender from the Nazis and the Japanese before they could put in place the institution for reconstruction. By the way, one may not know this, the World Bank is called the Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It was created for the purpose of reconstructing Europe after the war. So you reconstruct after the war. You don't reconstruct when Ambazonians are blowing up everything that moves around that is called La République du Cameroon, which includes bulldozers that you might want to bring into Ambazonia.
War doesn't exist. It's just a crisis, right?
He calls it a crisis. That's why I invited him to go to Kumbo, so he can go through a crisis. You know, he can live what a crisis looks like, because he will then know the taste of war. He will understand what it means. As a matter of fact, what he just did was mark himself out as one of the people that the people of Ambazonia should absolutely withdraw citizenship from. If you were getting it from birth, the kind of crime being committed by someone like EWANE absolutely warrants that that citizenship be withdrawn forever and in anticipation. Okay, so he knows, EWANE, the difference, I hope, between what is called a crisis, what is called a civil war, what is called a war of independence, what is called a revolution. But I may be asking him for too much when I understand one of his students was just telling us that he's not that smart. So I wouldn't count on him to understand what this is. So I would ask him very, very politely to try and stay in his lane. They say in Bamenda, pack fine. Okay, just try and stay in your lane. This is above your competence. It is above your pay grade. Trying to understand what we are trying to do in Ambazonia is absolutely beyond your own comprehension. And the barrister was clear about it a moment ago when he was pointing out that professors more educated than EWANE, people who are in diplomacy and international relations, did not understand and still do not understand that Southern Cameroons gained independence. That whatever happened after 1961 was supposed to be a deal between two independent nations. It was not the absorption of the other, nor the recolonization of the other. And it is definitely not Mr. EWANE thinking that he can use his editorial or commentary or let me just call it Radio Mille Collines editorializing to kind of brush over a genocide. Because EWANE may not know this. It is a genocide he's covering up for. And if he wants to know one other thing, the people who paid the biggest price after the Rwanda genocide were not the people who were out there fighting. They were people like EWANE sitting in those glass houses during the war, believing that they were shielded from all the stones and all the rockets and all the bullets, who were pouring out their stupidity on radio and were hoping that they would be able to say, I was just a journalist. Mr. EWANE, you will not be able to hide, sir, because I think that the Ambazonian file before the ICC should be immediately enriched with the name of EWANE.
If I may ask both of you, gentlemen, what happens to men like EWANE at the end of this war, at the end of this war, and Ambazonia becomes a sovereign state? What becomes of men like EWANE? I mean, there are enemies and there are enemies, but when you have people like EWANE, I don't know, what becomes of them when Ambazonia becomes a country? Any of you can take the question.
Okay.
The lawyer should.
Okay, sir, thank you. Before I go to that issue, let me just address a small thing. Ntumfor mention of reconstruction. I just want to add something there, because this reconstruction thing has touched the life of nearly every Ambazonian. Nearly everybody has lost something. And then, because they've lost something, nearly everybody too is expecting something in the form of reconstruction, which is all a farce. I happen to have taken part in the reconstruction of Burundi after the war. 2004, I was in the UN mission there. And this is what happened. You don't expect that you go to Ngarabu, for example, and build a 2-room house for everybody, and so you are reconstructing the houses in Ngarabu. No, there's first to be an inventory. Who are those whose houses are destroyed? The families are not of the same size. A man with 2 wives with 5 children will not have the same type of house with a single man, 1 wife, and 1 child. To the best of my knowledge, none of our brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, has been contacted about whatever thing they lost during this war. So who are they going to reconstruct? And how are they going to do it? Again, as Bo said, they are trying to lay their hands on money, just like it happened with COVID-19. They want to steal the money. Does one know? And I hope he knows. They have been talking about stealing money. I don't know. Those of you who work with the government and those things. Where else have we ever seen money meant for the ministry written in the name of the minister himself? See how the COVID money was distributed. The ministry was just used as an address. Money is given to Atanga Nji with his name written there. Given to Nalova. Their ministers' individual names are written there. That is outright theft. Okay, back to the question. At the end of the war, the George Iwanes will fall where they belong. And this is an example. Some time ago, Israel occupied southern Lebanon for 20 years in the name of fighting Hamas. For them to effectively occupy southern Lebanon, they needed the cooperation of some Palestinians, which they got, enablers, just like George Iwane. After 20 years of occupation of southern Lebanon, the Israelites realized that it was not tenable. They were going to go back. They didn't even tell their enablers. They prepared their departure, blew off what they didn't want to take, and packed, and started going away with their machines, what they could carry. What did the enablers do? The enablers realized that they were leaving there, and they followed them. They came after them. They said, "Why are you leaving us here?" The people tell us, "Say no, go back to your country." And they fell back there, and they fell in the wrath of Hezbollah, which is still there today. So, at the end of this battle, at the end of this war, any Ambazonian who is pretending you are going to be dumped, you are just being used as a tool. There is no way you have a place in Yaoundé. Another example, in 1961, the Igbos, there were so many people in Kumba, Bamenda, and so on and so forth. Those of them who elected to stay back in southern Cameroon after we voted to join East Cameroon, What? I don't think that was compensated with the ministerial job or director job in Yaoundé. You think for yourself, a foreigner. So Josh EWANE and the likes of him are brothers and sisters in Yaoundé who have built their houses. Think of what to do next. The day is coming. You have to sell it or you remain a slave forever where you are. Thank you.
All right. Before I open the phone lines shortly, Ntumfor, I guess you wanted to add something there.
Oh no, I could this is territory for the lawyers, but I could just add the examples. Right now, the people who were working with the United States in Afghanistan, now that President Biden is withdrawing U.S. troops from Afghanistan, they're in a panic. They are doing the kind of dance that EWANE is doing. They are running to get out of Afghanistan. When the French occupied Algeria from 1830 to 1962, there were enablers all over Algeria that fought with the French. There were more French than the French. They defended France more than everybody. They thought Algeria was a province of France. And then the day came when the French decided, okay, we can't continue to fight. After they had killed 1.5 million Algerians, they decided, well, we can't continue to kill them because in any case, we are killing them and we are not getting anywhere, which is what La République du Cameroun will soon find out in Amazonia. We are killing them, but we are not getting anywhere. They decided we need to leave. When they left the enablers behind. George EWANE can look up history. If he doesn't have the head to read history, he can read Wikipedia, which is not so academic. But even there, he could just Google. They would tell him exactly how many enablers were slaughtered in Algeria. He's looking for a place in a regime that doesn't know him. That regime doesn't even know all Francophones. It is not a regime of Francophones, for George EWANE's information. This is Mr. Biya's private country, which he runs with Mr. Macron, with the help of his Betty clan. That is the definition of Cameroon, full stop. If EWANE thinks he is going to Francophonize enough to integrate, let him ask the Bassa people how well they have integrated. Let him ask the Bamileke people how well they have integrated. Let him ask the people from the east, from Konolinga and the others, how well they have integrated. Let him ask people from Gaundere, Garwa, Marwa, how well they have integrated. This is not a regime for Francophones. This is a privatized country run on behalf of Macron and France. It has never changed. It will not change. And it is part of the reason why we had enough and we are going to our country. That's why. You're muted. Comrade Chris, you're muted. Comrade Chris, you're muted.
Already, I'm just off the set right now, so.
All right. Thank you again. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's get to the phones and take some calls before we call it a day. Hello.
Yes, that's it, Chris.
Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Massachusetts here in America. So I just want to comment on something that you missed last time, which you keep arguing without some evidence. It is about the passing of Paul Biya. Secretary Chris, I am a journalist. I have sources in Cameroon. And so when this person informed us, is a Francophone, last year, that the grandpère est parti, we grappled with that information for a while. And then we published that information. Till date, Secretary Chris, till date since last year, that was around March or April last 2024. Since that time till today, the burden of proof lies with the accused. We have not seen a live Paul Biya. You must have watched the video circulating in the Bolo world saying that, oh, I have seen Paul Biya alive, he's strong. Secretary Chris, that is a man who used to come back abroad. And ministers are lined up at the airport. Schools are closed in Yaoundé. And now, poor people are telling us that they have seen Paul Biya, he's alive and strong. Secretary Chris, Central African leaders held a meeting virtually. Paul Biya is represented. It is unheard of that the proposed proprietor invites the principal, that's Macron, and Pobia turns it down, it is unheard of in every Francophone African country. So the burden of proof lies with the accused. And here is the reason. The reason is that with the old alliances that Pobia has created, there is the fear that if they announce his passing today, those alliances will crack. For Ntumfor cannot get up this morning and start calling Frank Biya the fils de la nation, like he calls Pobia the father of the nation. And so the intention is to defeat you guys, and then they can decide whatever they want, because the French people are those type of people, they will do nothing.
So what you are essentially saying is that Biya is dead and somebody else is presiding over this war.
Secretary Chris, as a journalist, I'm ready to write a rejoinder. But here is the fact. What Yaoundé is selling to us is not viable. The burden of proof lies with the accused. Where is Pobia? 20 May, absent. All these events. What is happening? Where is Pobia? So,
well,
you as a journalist, some of us are journalists too. And so if we make a mistake, we write the rejoinder. But since this information came in last year, Yaoundé has not been able to prove to us that Pobia is alive. This is a man that has been...
Well, Yaoundé says Pobia is alive. Why should it be... why should I necessarily say he's not alive when they say he's alive?
No.
At least they haven't heard the funeral yet.
You have a right to say that he's alive, but the evidence that they are telling us that he's alive is not convincing. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Secretary Chris, let's take this one about Pobia's missing tooth. This is somebody who spends $20 million a day in Paris, in France, and cannot afford a dentist who can fly with a private jet to Yaoundé to offer Pobia a flipper. So it is kind of a distraction that you guys will be satisfied that, okay,
well, comrade, let's make this short so that others can have opportunity to call. I will say that, listen, I don't think they are making up all those diplomatic visits to Etude. The former U.S. ambassador in Cameroon, I will disclose this for the first time. I was very much in touch with him until he left Cameroon. And remember, by the time he was there, Biya was said to have died. And I actually asked him after he visited him when he was leaving that country. He said no, he met him. He met with him. Then the French ambassador also went, and it was all said to be a Photoshop. I also asked within the diplomatic community, and they said it was real. He met him. So it is not in our interest to propagate that story that Mr. Biya is dead or not. Whether he is dead or not doesn't really concern us, because we are not racing to go take over his throne or his position. But thanks for the call. I will give my panelists here maybe 50 seconds to make a comment on this.
Yeah, let me just say something. For the purpose of our struggle, it is better that Pobia does not die. Because if he is dead now, and some other president came up, the tendency of the international community would be to say, well, let us give this new one a chance. He might handle this thing differently. And that will bring a pause. But as long as Pobia is alive, pursuing the war by himself or through his agents, that is to our advantage. Because all we can say is that Pobia is refusing to act. He's doing the wrong thing. The new man comes in, he pretends to have a new strategy. The international community will give you another 6 months, another 1 year, and that will be the end of the story. That's how I think.
Ntumfor.
Well, I think Mr. Biya has never existed. You can't show what he's ever done. The person who rules Cameroon is Macron and other French people. Mr. Biya himself has described himself as the best people of the French president. So he's just, a stand-in, and it doesn't matter whether he's there or not. And Ambazonians should not bother whether he's alive or not, because he doesn't count. He doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter who is at the head of that country. we know one thing for sure. Ambazonia is going home. Our war continues. Our independence pursuit continues. And we will not stop until we get to Boya. It doesn't matter who is there.
All right. Let me gentlemen, we are going to end this broadcast. Okay, let's get this last caller here. Let's get the caller from Ground Zero. Hello.
Hello, please. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Gokutunja County, precisely from Babisi LGA.
Babisi LGA.
Yeah, I
okay.
just want
What
to.
is in your mind, sir?
Yeah, I just want to talk about EWANE. Josh EWANE has been my lecturer in the first year in.
I'm sorry, you are breaking up.
Waikele. And when they entered the class, we Josh EWANE name Josh EWANE. He said they want, oh, maybe it's network issues. Yeah, so I said, when he came into class,
I'm sorry, your network is very poor, sir. The network is very poor.
George, we said, but when you used to do your report, we say your name is Josh EWANE.
Okay.
EWANE George. Okay, I'll get with you.
Sorry, it's a very poor network, sir. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, Secretary, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Who is this?
Yes,
Who may this be?
This is UN speaking.
Oh, okay.
So, I want to thank you people for the great job that you are doing to educate our population back home. I just want all of those enablers who are in Yaoundé to do one thing. Let them not come tomorrow and tell us that they were putting out all those statements because their hands were tied. If you can't nurse the courage to speak the truth, the best thing for you to do is just to remain silent and quiet. We met La République as Southern Cameroonians. We never met them like Anglophones. So if La République, they want to do anything, they have to talk to us like Southern Cameroonians, not Anglophones. As it stands, there is no one who is going to go and negotiate with La République in the name of Anglophones. We are not Anglophones, we are Southern Cameroonians. So what I'm just trying to say here is this. All of us should come together and push this thing far ahead. There is no way, like Pablo Hebe said there, we have been saying this thing, La République doesn't trust any Anglophone in quote. They don't even trust them. That is why in the days of Leka Dinatumi, they could not allow the All Anglophone Conference to go because he wanted to welcome all options on the table. So there is just no way that we have to continue to beg to belong with these people. If you are in Yaoundé or wheresoever and you cannot stand for the truth, the best thing to do is just to remain quiet and allow us to fight and free you people, be you in prison or working with the Republic government. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ntumfor and Barrister team, I will give you guys the last word and we'll call it a day. Ntumfor, I'll start with you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, and thanks to UN there for coming in. I salute him. I salute his efforts in the struggle. But more than him, I salute the fighters on the ground. I salute the brave warriors on the ground. You are doing the right thing. When you hear EWANE call you monsters, it is because he realizes that you have become such a fighting machine that La République du Cameroon knows that Waterloo is coming. That is why George EWANE is so frightened. He speaks on behalf of the regime. Don't forget, he travels around with the man who passes around for the representative of Emmanuel Macron in the province that he calls Cameroon. George EWANE is speaking what they have told him to speak. Take him seriously, although he is an idiot. Take him seriously on that idiocy. But do not forget that the reason for which you have earned so much respect is because you know how to do the right thing. I salute the people who work for the Church of God in Ambazonia. Those of them whom EWANE was lambasting and calling entrepreneurs of war. You have a Bible. It tells you that your responsibility is to set captives free. It tells you that it is to uphold the widow, the orphan, that it is to speak the truth. And that truth lies in what the people of Ambazonia represent today. The justice that God sent Moses to go find for the people of Israel in Egypt is the same justice that the people of Ambazonia seek. If you want to remain in Egypt, you are welcome to remain in Egypt. But be aware you are not going to be accepted. If you want to return to Ambazonia, be advised that the people of Ambazonia are keeping a record of what you do, of what you fail to do, of what you betray us about, and that the same justice that we ask of La République du Cameroun, that we ask of the international community, we will ask of you. We are going to be an accountable society where your deeds, misdeeds, and acts of commission and omission will not be omitted. We are going to hold you to account. So be fully aware of that. There's great advice that was provided a moment ago by my co-panelists, and I thank him for being here, Barrister Timothy. Thank you very much. That advice, again, to Mr. EWANE is, well, you need to find a lawyer. I understand you were trading marks for sex. I don't know the extent, but there should be an investigation on you. And Mr. EWANE, there's enough students calling in on this one program to testify to the fact that you have too many skeletons in that cupboard. Don't let us get them out. And don't forget, every one of you that works for that regime, you are not trusted. They don't believe in you. You are indeed the enemy in their house. And we are glad that you recognize that we are the enemy, because we are the enemy of La République du Cameroun. We are not going to allow them to treat us as friends. We are not going to be mistaken for friends. They have declared war on our people. They are an enemy, and they are an enemy we are going to defeat. Aluta continua.
Thank you, Ntumfor. Barrister Tim, please, your last word.
Well, to all Ambazonians, this is the take-home lesson. We are winning. Until George EWANE came out with this, nobody knew he was even there. Ask yourselves, when was the last time Atakanji spoke? When was the last time the front of Mancon spoke? These are the frontline CPDM hallmarks. They have finished using them. They have lost everything. They have gone down to the second layer, the third layer. They are now in the fifth layer. When we say we shall fight this battle to the last person standing, it's not a joke. They are crumbling. They are crumbling. That's a fact. Otherwise, they will not George EWANE. When was the last time you heard this guy in Boya call him, say, Governor, talk, Olele Afrik in Bamenda, with all the presidential decrees and gallons on their body? When was the last time you heard all these military spokesmen come out to boast? They are gone. We shall fight till the last man standing. Our boys and girls on the ground, freedom is expensive. We don't want to lose you. But we've already lost so many. We're not going back until you get to Boya. Rest where you are. Do what you can. Give your money if you have money. If you don't have money, pray for us. Our boys are doing the best out of the circumstances. All the arms we have, the best arms we have, are gotten free from the enemy. We are multiplying our arsenal. So let them come on. Yaoundé, come on, we're waiting for you, sir. Let Tangi come. The days are numbered. So, ladies and gentlemen, the fight continues. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. I hope George EWANE gets this and Yaoundé gets this. We are keeping records, and at the end of the day, we shall see who laughs last. Thank you very much. You have a good night, sir.
Thank you very much. A wonderful night.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will call it a night here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to being back with you on Wednesday with a very special interview if everything goes well. So please stay glued to ABC, especially those of you tuning in from Ground Zero. I look forward to coming back again on Wednesday. Good night.
Start a new career as a Linux system administrator with an average salary of $80,000 to $120,000 a year. Dynamic Tech Academy has transformed many lives for the better through our 6-month Linux program. We are so excited to announce that we are adding DevOps course and Red Hat certification at no charge, which will make students more competitive. Over 80% of our students have no prior IT background, yet vast majority of alumni land jobs in 3 to 6 months after they start applying. Our ultimate goal is to reach 100% student employment, so we work with every student until he or she gets a job. Upon successful completion of the course, we will provide resume building, interview preparation, and job placement assistance. With the Linux course, you get more than 300 hours of in-depth training, and you get to learn from experienced instructors. By the end of the program, our students can be Red Hat certified if they choose. Our alumni work in companies, both government and private companies in the USA, Canada, and even Europe. Want to learn more about the program? You can contact us at info@dynamicdmv.com, or you can call us at 240-604-9505, or you can call us at 240-423-7865. And you can also visit us at www.dynamictechdmv.com. If you are interested in online classes, please register on our website. That's once again www.dynamictechdmv.com.
You need a financial instrument that provides a hedge against inflation, 100% guarantees that you will not lose your money, has tax-free growth and distribution, the ability to take an interest-free loan, avoids probate, provides creditor protection, guarantees your family that your income will be replaced should you die, helps you protect yourself financially against chronic, critical, and terminal illness, and of course allows you to take money anytime for any reason at any age without a tax penalty. You need only as little as $50 to invest per month. Contact Irene Fombo. Tel 513-5014-177 or send an email to irenenpmsn@gmail.com.
Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, Despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Amazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely call home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Amazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to call home.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope that I have.
Because I hate my CID and my sheep, proudly Amazonian.
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Amazonia will not depend on the free will of her enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our CID.
My dear comrades, I am appealing to every Ambazonian to register with the CID program.
We have no control over our distorted history, but with our CID, we can set the pace and determine the future of Amazonia.
Yes, the hope for the future is in our hands. As an Amazonian, my identity is conclusive. My right is guaranteed. My vote will always count as I pay my CID.
As an Amazonian, I will shape the future with my CID.
With your CID of just $10 per month, the interim government is contract to fulfill all that you wish to be done.
Let us build the freedom mentioned from the little blood, which is our CID levy.
There will be food for everyone, hope for every child, justice for every citizen when we pay our CID levy.
Yes, the dream we can realize with my compulsory independence dues, CID. I have the opportunity to give to the next generation a greater nation, better than we inherited.
Yes, CID program is freedom made easy, freedom made cheap, freedom for Amazonia now.